Hi everybody. I wanted to make another video of my garden and show you some of the updates, things that I've changed, things that are going well, that's things that are not going so well. This is the flower bed I showed last time. Lots of zinnias, sunflowers, the morning glories. Still no flowers. Hopefully by the end of the season they'll have flowers. Up this left trellis are cucumbers, and to the right is the butternut squash. You can see, unfortunately, the cucumbers have some sort of a blight or disease to them. There are different remedies you can use to help alleviate that, but it is producing cucumbers. It has produced a fair amount. Here's some. Another one in there. The butternut squash has kind of taken over this whole stairway. And if you look back in here, I just discovered, where is it? There is one that's starting to grow back there. There's also one here. I'm not sure if it got pollinated. The thing with squashes is they have male and female flowers. There's a flower that's called the male flower. The female flower has the fruit and then the flower on top of it. Over here in a grow bag I have a patty pan squash, and you can see the little patty pan there and the flower. This is a male flower. Hopefully that one got pollinated. You can actually hand pollinate them, which is something, if it doesn't get pollinated, it's something I might try. You'll see some things that were in my last video. The corn is growing, especially the corn over in that bed. It's even starting to put out little tassels. I pulled out peas and put in new peas. Here are my peppers. You can see some of these finally turning red. This one I have to pick. Some other ones turning red. This is a pepper called Purple Beauty. It's kind of an odd shaped one. It's done okay. I'm not sure if I would plant it again. I mean, who really wants a purple pepper? These are a little bit smaller, but they will turn red eventually. Again, my carrots, leeks. This is another cucumber I'm growing in a grow bag. This is the kind, those mini cucumbers you get in the store. I actually just picked 3 of these today. I should probably get in there. Pick this one. My strawberries started producing strawberries again, but it was so hot and they just kind of didn't do very well. So hopefully by next year, hopefully in the spring they'll do better. My onions, I have to pick them. You can see I've harvested a few and I'll harvest the rest. They say when all the tops go, flatten down on the ground, that means that they're ready to harvest. This is where my garlic was, and I've planted, this is kohlrabi, and these are turnips. So they'll be growing for the next month or so. Over here I have some, in my last video in a grow bag I had some shallots, and this is that same type. So these are just about ready to harvest, and they've grown really nice. I have yellow onions here. Some are bigger than others, and you can see that one over there has fallen over. So in the next probably week or so, I'll harvest these. And my tomatoes. This is a yellow cherry type tomato. I think it's called yellow plum. It's supposed to be sort of like a pear shape. It's not. It produced a lot. But I don't know if it was the heat or what it was, but it's basically dying at this point. This is a San Marzano, they call it. It's what they call a paste or Roma style tomato. These are the purple pole beans. They had trouble with the heat. They dropped all. They stopped producing, and now they're starting to produce again. I should have picked those a few days ago. This tomato here is called a purple Cherokee, and it has sort of a purple color inside. It isn't quite ripe. I actually really like this. It has a really mild flavor to it. There's another one. Over here is a tomato that has lots of ridges in it. It's called I believe it's called a Genovese Costoludo. And they're pretty good. Good for sauces. You can see a whole bunch of them on here. This is a Super Sweet 100. And these are really good, these cherry tomatoes. I planted probably too many cherry tomatoes. I have a huge bowl of them inside. So next year I think I'll plant fewer, just like one of each, like 3 or 4 total. And the rest will be large tomatoes. This is another one called, I believe, it's either Tomito? Yeah, Tomito. And these get a little bit bigger. I actually like these because they're a little bit bigger, but although these are delicious, these small ones. Over here I have peppers. This I wanted to show people. They're just amazing. These huge red peppers are just beautiful. I'm going to pick these after I make the video. I was waiting for weeks. They were just sitting here and sitting here and sitting here, and finally they turned red. So that's one thing about red peppers. They take a lot longer than the green peppers. And there's more that will turn. Here's another larger type tomato. I think it's a Brandywine, although they're supposed to get bigger than that, but mine are sort of medium-sized. This type is what's called Anaheim, and this one has produced a lot. It's very similar to just a basic green pepper, just a different shape. So I definitely will plant these again. I mean, you just produce so many. This is called a Cubanelle. Again, very similar in taste to a green pepper. I'm sure you've probably seen these in the grocery store. I have some in here that are supposed to turn color. Oh, there's one. It's starting to turn. It's going to turn yellow. So the peppers have been on the plant for forever, but it takes forever for them to turn color. So that's a really nice one. These here are my Padron peppers, or pimientos de padron. You saute these. They're about this size, and you just saute 10 or 12 or 15 of them in olive oil and put salt on it, just a little tapa. Some more cherries. I think that's a beefsteak. Finally getting ripe. Eggplants. I have the striped eggplant. What else do we have? Over here on this side, the bigger black eggplants, or purple. This is another patty pan squash. There's the big Black Beauty, I believe they call that variety. This, as you can see, is the fence we have put up. Finally keep the dog in. So now I'm going to go back to the backyard garden. Here in the backyard garden, you can see the fence on the other side of the yard. The back fence was already there, so now the whole backyard is enclosed. A lot of similar things that were in my first video, although things are larger. The carrots are really getting nice and good size. See how big they are. You can see there. Again, onions, leeks, finally starting to get a decent size. The onions are getting there. Some are smaller, some are bigger. Here I have some broccoli plants. I'm going to try to grow broccoli again in the fall. In the spring it kind of bolted. Sweet potatoes. Oh, we have a watermelon. And we have a second watermelon. And we have a third watermelon. I think there's another one in there somewhere. I forget where it is. Oh, there it is. Fourth watermelon. So that's kind of cool. Over here I have cantaloupe, and I just noticed the other day. Oh, there it is. Just starting cantaloupe. Sweet potatoes, sweet potatoes. My zucchini basically is, well, it's a little part of it is hanging on. It got what's called a vine borer. It's these worms that go in and devour the. It's really gross. So I had to pull up most of it. But I did get about 6 or 7 zucchinis before that happened. Again, more of the garden. These carrots in the previous video I said they weren't growing, but now they're finally growing. So, and these little beans. By the way, this banana pepper plant has so many, it's about ready to fall over. I have to pick a lot of these. And these little beans that I had, the haricot vert, or the French fillet beans, they produce these little beans. That's about almost full size. And I've eaten them several times and they're good. But I still like the larger ones because they just produce more. But they do produce, I mean, they're pretty prolific, but the beans themselves aren't very big. So, I'm not sure if I would grow those again, but yeah, they're nice. And potatoes, more peas for the fall. One last little tomato plant that came up in a pile of dirt. And I said, oh, I'm going to save it. And so it has 3 tomatoes on it. So that's all. Thanks for tuning in, and talk to you all soon. One other thing, my potatoes, you can see I harvested some of them. I think I had 13 total, and I have 3, 4, 5, 6 left. So about half of them. I had one little harvest. These are some of them that I harvest. Different types, purple, red, russet, and Yukon Gold. Mostly small. So nothing real big, but you know, they still can use these. I think next year I'm going to put the, not sure yet. I might try putting the potatoes in the actual garden beds. So again, signing off, and talk to all of you soon. Thanks for watching.